welcome back guys. I hope you like my other videos, but finally a normal video. But first up, as we're gonna begin, I want to talk about something. First up, I got out of training today. I went to my favorite Japanese RPG website, and what did I see? I saw Arcana Hearts 3 coming to Europe on the PS3 and Xbox 360. And if you don't know, Arcana Hearts is actually a 2D fighting game, but only with chicks, and it looks really cool. And I was like, this game will never come out in Europe, and it was some rumors that it did, and finally Zen United and Q-Bird or something like that is gonna publish the game. Awesome. And also again, PSP2 rumors in Dutch time, 7 o'clock in the morning. On Thursday it's going to be revealed. PSP2, it has a 3G service system and has an OLED HD quality touchscreen screen. So what I hear of people's reactions is that it's really advanced, and so that will be really cool. So hopefully, I mean, I got a day off, so hopefully it will all be true, and it won't be just a PSP phone, or even worse, you know. Hopefully it will actually be the PSP 2. Will be awesome, and then my promise can finally be true. Will I be getting a 3DS or not? And as you've heard, the Nintendo 3DS is region locked. I freaking hate region lock, because a lot of PSP games from America only came to Europe on the PlayStation Network. So if the 3DS is like that as PSP, that means that a lot of games I cannot play. So hopefully Sony announces the PSP2 this week with the physical media and not region locked. But okay, now is my little bit of a review or impression video of Atelier Rorona. And I want to do this review impression video a little bit different. I don't want to give a number or a rate anymore. I just want to say it's a good game, bad game, you should get it or not. Because, you know, I actually hate the big review sites. I hate the games that get a 9. And another game that's actually way better gets an 8. I'm like, how the hell can it be? But I do the same. I mean, a God of War 3 had a better rate than Uncharted 2. But in no way is God of War 3 better than Uncharted 2. So that's why even my rating system is a little bit broken. That's why I don't want to give a rate anymore. Hopefully you understand that. This is my first review actually. And why I want to do this review, I want to do a long time. I played this game 12 hours and I completed it. But did I actually complete the game? No. There is a time-based system in this RPG. And let me go to the beginning. First up, the story is about Rorona. Or she's actually a really hard to pronounce long name. But everybody calls her Rorona, and she has atelier is just because she has an atelier, and it is for alchemy. But the city, the government where she lives in, builds giant factories, and nobody actually comes to her atelier or her shop. So the government says in 3 years you have to do some sort of task for us, and if you do all the tasks good, then your shop may be, maybe still alive, and then of course after 3 years your shop is very successful. But if you fail one task, just one task, then it's over for you and it's game over. And actually it's in the game over. Now for most of the tasks you have 60 days. And if you go to a dungeon, there are more like levels, but if you go to a dungeon, some dungeons you have to crawl like 4 days. And if in that dungeon itself, like a forest maybe, you have different dungeons, different levels, but every level you have to go like 1 day or 2 days. So if you go back and forth, it means that a lot of days will be spending just walking back and forth. And for me, this game is really like, you have to make items, because you're in the forest, you're grinding for items, and you make bigger items, the items the government wants to have. But you have to give a lot of items. So for me, the only thing I was doing was going to the forest, leveling a little bit, and making items and going to give it to the guy that wants it. That's not very. It's not bad. I mean, if you just do it really fast, you maybe have 25 days of just grinding, and I did that. And you can do jobs for everyone. Like there's a lot of friends or people around that you can do jobs for, and if you have a better rating with that guy, then you know he likes you more, and the entire city loves you more, and you can actually hire people to come with you. So that is pretty cool. But that is actually the story. I mean, that is really the story. If you read any reviews, everybody says the story sucks ass. And it actually did. Actually does. But it's an okay, you know, it is fun, it doesn't matter. But what the system, it is really an old school game. It has cool old school music. The graphics are actually, the cel shaded graphics are amazing. But the background graphics are a little bit, you know, nah, not that very good. But the battle system is old school, turn-based, but really simple turn-based. The turn-based system I love. I love this turn-based system, it's awesome. So definitely if you're an old school Japanese RPG player like me, this is an awesome old school thing. It's just attack, defend, do some magical abilities, some items, you know, pretty cool. But the thing that broke for me this game is that I am at a point, I think in like year 1 and 6 or 7 months, 2 hours later, you know, and I have to kill a lot of some sort of enemies, you know, some sort of birds. I have to kill a lot of them, but they don't say how much I have to kill them. They don't say nothing, they just say you have to kill a lot of them, and if you think you killed enough, then it's okay, you know. But so I killed a bunch of them. I just grinded a couple of days, and actually when I completed, I am a guy that, I mean, a Japanese RPG, if I play like an hour, I save. So of course I have 4 days left, yes, so I saved. But it cost 4 days to go to the dungeon. So you cannot go, because you know, if you go to a dungeon, as he says, hey, we only have 4 days left for the evaluation, and then we're gonna miss it, and this and that. So actually I got to the 4 days and I got to the evaluation, and guess what? It was bad, game over. So that means that I killed too less, I didn't kill too many, I had to kill even more birds, but I don't have time anymore to kill birds because I saved at 4 days. That really means that there is no way possible ever that I can continue the story. So that means I have to do everything over again. And that freaking sucks. I mean, that really sucks ass. This game is so awesome. I waited weeks and weeks to play this game. My stupid head. And an awesome guy, Forrest Lock, he was saying, klaudkil, you have to play it, just play it, just play it. I'm like, no, no, no. And finally I played it. I was like, you know, sorry, Forrest Lock, it's awesome. You know, the game is really awesome. I should have listened to you. And I was playing, and now I'm just stuck. I'm so like, I was so disappointed. I mean, like, this game is so awesome, but because of this time-based system, it is so tight. I mean, it's like you have just a couple of days that you can actually grind and do stuff. And it really broke the game down for me. It was like, I'm not going to spend 12 hours doing the same thing over and over again, and at that 12 hours, maybe at another task I will, you know, stop. So or I don't save at all and I die, and then I have to do everything over and over again. So, you know, my recommendation for this game, my review, is that it is, the core base system is a really awesome old school Japanese RPG. Really awesome. I mean, definitely a must have for old school RPG owners and collectors. But to actually, you know, play it, there's just something that just breaks the game down very, very hard. And that is, you know, really disappointing because I love this game. And hey, sorry, my battery just died. I heard the, you know, the sound. But what I want to say is that the sequel, Atelier Rorona, hopefully it won't have that time-based system just like Atelier Rorona. But Aerodynamics actually said that it will have it, but he didn't know actually that much. But hopefully, you know, it won't have to be that type of a tight system, you know, because Persona 4 also has this time-based system, but you have hours and hours of you know, grinding and doing stuff, but here it is really going back there, running this, running so, just to get on time of all the stuff you need and to actually do it. Because I thought after like 10 or 12 days killing those birds, I thought it is okay, but hey, it didn't even have 1 star, so that's not really good. I was really disappointing when I was like, you know, game over and I cannot play it any further, because this is actually a game I really wanted to complete, but I just can't, and I'm really not going to start it all over, and definitely not with Dead Space 2, Lord of Arcana, God Eater, all those games coming out. I'm definitely not going to play that game over again. But overall, friends, buddies, if you're a totally maniac like me and loves Japanese RPGs and definitely the PS2 days, this is your, I'm gonna take it, I'm sorry, this is your game you have to have. No, it's not bad as White Knight Chronicles. White Knight Chronicles is not an old school Japanese RPG. This is definitely the best old school Japanese RPG at this moment for the PS3. But you know, really sad for the time-based system. I hope you like this review or, you know, impression video, and I'll definitely see you next time, guys. As I said, hopefully I will have a day off on Thursday, and if the PSP 2 will be announced, you're gonna hear me of that, of course. Of course you're gonna hear me from that. So definitely see you next time, hopefully on Thursday.